Thank you for staying tuned. My name is Lawrence Umoite, and this is Insight on Citizen FM 93.7. Democratic governance measures affects public institutions and conduct of public affairs. It also manages public resources and guarantees the realization of human rights in a manner essentially free of abuse and corruption, and with due regard for the rule of law. It is also seen as a process of decision-making and the process by which decisions are implemented. The concept centers on the responsibility of governments and governing bodies to meet the needs of the masses as opposed to the select groups in the society. Good governance is seen as a powerful key that unlocks the doors of development in any nation. It implies accountability, transparency, prevalence of the rule of law, and popular participation. On this site today, we will look at governance and public policy issues. And my guest is someone who is very, very qualified to discuss this. My guest is Dr. Adiya Ode. Dr. Ode is a governance and public policy expert. She earned her MBA from MIT as a Sloan Fellow and a Master's of Public Administration from the Harvard Kennedy School. And she's also a team leader on economic governance and private sector at UNDP. Welcome to Insight, Dr. Ode.
Thank you very much.
It's such a pleasure to have you on Insight, even though we made the arrangement just a few hours ago.
It's a pleasure to be here. Just to correct, I'm not a team leader with UNDP. I used to be.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, all right. But I must also confess that you have a very rich CV. And I hope that our listener will benefit from this.
I thank God.
Okay, so that's what we will discuss on Insight today, the issue of governance and public policies, and how it affects Nigerians, and what we should do as citizens. How do we make these issues the talking points? How do we get our leaders to know what the citizens deserve? And how do citizens hold leaders to account? How do we ask the right questions, all in a bid to make sure that Nigeria is great? That's the focus of Insight for today, and the program will return in a moment. Please don't go away. Thank you for staying tuned. It's still Insight on Citizen FM 93.7. My name is Lawrence Umoite, and my guest is Dr. Adiya Ode, governance and public policy expert. So straight up, let's go into the issue. You can join us on YouTube on our live stream by typing in Citizen FM 93.7 Insight, and you will be part of this program and the footage in the studio. Dr. Ode, over the years, with successive governments in place, the discussion on good governance has always been there. The question is, do we as a country have a governance style, or do we need a governance style? Or should there be anything like a governance style over the years for successive governments as far as governance structure is concerned?
The issue of governance style, because governance should respond to its environment and to its people. It's not static. So determining and defining a governance style and wanting to maintain it is a problem. So the thing is, we have democratic governance. So we must follow the tenets of democratic governance. Governance must deliver services for the people, or else it's not governance, right? The people put the governing there to work and deliver services for them. So where services are not being delivered, there's a discontinuity of governance, and that is an issue. And I think in many spheres today, that is what people are talking about. They are not satisfied with the level of services that are being provided. We're talking about health, we're talking about education services, we're talking about utilities such as electricity, water, keeping our roads motorable, clean, safe. We're talking about security. We're talking about waste and sanitation management in our environment. These are all services that should be delivered for the citizens. They are services that we should come to expect. We are entitled to them. So,
okay. Still talking about that, in your experience over the years, because I know that on this issue you're quite experienced over the years, apart from a few that you have insinuated, what are the recurring challenges of a good situation, good governance in a democracy?
The problem we have in Nigeria today has been long in coming. Mm-hmm. There is no expectation. There is insufficient expectation from the citizens. There is insufficient awareness and knowledge on the part of citizens, because there is also, and that also leads to reduced expectation. Because of the years of military rule, we have gotten set into a sort of patronage style of operation, where we expect that things will be given to us. For instance, there's a launching and you invite the governor, and the governor goes and kindly donates money magnanimously, like he's donating from his private pocket, and people are grateful, rather than asking that, wow, when was this money appropriated? Is the state assembly aware that you're donating this money? That's the question we should be asking. We shouldn't be grateful. It's our money, So there isn't that sort of expectation. We pay taxes and it enters a black hole, and we don't expect anything for it. So that is the problem. But it also it's lingering from the years of military rule, where there was no contract between the people and the leaders, where the military governor comes and he dictates, or he gives, or he appoints. There is no question. Nobody challenges him. So we haven't developed those muscles where we instinctively ask questions and challenge. People are doing it, but it's not widespread and it's not commonplace.
Oh, well, I also know that the concept of leadership is increasingly being redefined. Is a template, say, using Nigeria, for example, what would be the template for, say, okay, this is how the leadership structure should be?
The concept of leadership is something that excites me, because I believe I come from the school of thought which believes that everybody is a leader, and the citizenry in Nigeria have to practice leadership in their own spaces for them to be able to ensure that our democracy is strengthened and delivers what it should deliver. It's an act of leadership to ask questions. It's an act of leadership to vote. And it's an act of leadership to hold somebody to account for the vote that you voted him. So this is the thing. We can't expect leadership to be practiced by those people in Abuja or in our state capitals Yes, they are there to practice something based on the authority we've given them. But we also have a role. And this is one of the challenges we are having today. In common discourse, you hear people talking about the person that we want to have as our leader come 2023. You hear the obedient, the articulated, the Tinubu followers, they're all talking. And the way they are talking, they're looking for a Messiah. But there's no Messiah. The Messiah is within us. What is our expectation? You know, we externalize the work that we have to do within ourselves. So we expect that person that we elect come 2023 is coming to sanitize the system. But we have to work on ourselves. We have to work on ourselves. And you see, you find that the system will choke whoever we elect if we don't do our own part, you know.
Yes, I'm sure we are going to talk a lot about the citizens and what they need to do. But if you're just joining us, this is Insight on Citizen FM, and my guest is Dr. Adiya Ode. She's a governance and public policy expert, and we've been talking about governance and public issues. Insight will return in a moment after this break. Please don't go away. Thank you for staying tuned. This is Insight on Citizen FM 93.7. Now we seem to have an early caller. Hello, good morning. Okay, let me take it again. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My greeting to the doctor there, please, sir.
Okay.
You know, what is happening today?
What's your name, please?
I don't know their rights.
Hello, sir. Tell us your name, please.
My name is Ifa Shuku.
Okay, please go ahead.
You know, the election has been coming and gone, and where we are suffering is military mentality that have ruled us and hand over to their agents. So they don't allow free and fair election. They impose candidates in us. They give INEC. They appoint service chiefs. Do whatever to protect the looter. They have looted our money and they are not prosecuted. They are still using that money and their power to impose candidates. With the property they have caused, where will you get right when people are living in agitated poverty? The level of poverty in this country is too much. So we don't deserve the democracy. Because how can you do democracy when you cannot elect your councillor, you cannot elect your chairman, the governor hijack everything, the president hijack everything? Where are we going?
All right, thank you so much, my brother, for calling. Well, the number to call is 0903 222 9797. That's 0903 222 9797. You can also call us on 0808 2222 037. Or you can also call us on 0818 222 2205. You can also send us WhatsApp message on any of these numbers, and we will be pleased to read them. Just tell us where you're writing in from. My guest is Dr. Adiya Ode. Yes, I have another caller here. Let's see. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You are speaking with Mr. Adelaide.
Okay, but please, can you just turn down the volume of your radio sets, please? Okay, I think it's better, but we're still having feedback. Hello, please just turn it down completely.
Hello.
Hello, turn down the volume of your radio set completely.
All right, please lower the volume. Hello.
Hello, sir. Okay, I think it's better. Oh, we lost that. Well, if you have to call us and we have to have a seamless conversation, you need to turn down the volume of your radio set completely, or you move away completely from your radio set. The number to call is 0903 222-9797, or you call us on 0808 2222037. In the alternative, you can also call us on 0818 2222205. We have another caller here. Let's see this time. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Lawrence.
Good morning, sir. What's up?
And good morning to our guest, doctor.
Good morning.
Yes, it's Mr. David calling from Central area.
Okay, David, please go ahead.
All right. To me, I think the policy and governance in Nigeria does not seem to favor the citizens. Let me start from the healthcare service. In Nigeria, we don't have where, let me say, how many states in this country that have free healthcare service that a citizen can go there and receive free treatment and come back without paying a dime? We don't have any. The NHIS that they were talking of, you must register and continue to pay at least a stipend for you to get free healthcare. But it's not totally free. It's not free. Then if you come back to our labor laws, in Nigeria, a foreigner can come to Nigeria and be an employer Nigerian and maltreat the Nigerian without that, the Nigerian will not even get the justice. The foreigner will treat the Nigerian and go away with it. We don't have good policies. What we need is a government that will come and bring the leaders together and harness the policy document that Nigeria has. Because what we have now is not the policy document. We don't have it. Nigerians are suffering and nobody seems to care about it because the richer continue to get richer and they don't care what the second-class citizen or the third-class citizen are going through. So people like you and the doctor, you people need to call the leaders, bring them together, and let them handle the policy document that will favor the citizens.
Okay, David, that's why we're doing this. It's part of what we're doing. Thank you so much for your call.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, you can still call us on 0903 222-9797, or you can call us on 0818 222-2205. Doctor, you want to react to any of those issues? But before you do that, let me just take this so that you react to all of them together. Hello, good morning.
Yes, senior citizen Abimbola.
Good morning, senior citizen Abimbola.
And good morning to the resource person there with you.
Good morning.
Her name is Dr.
I just want to play with our
Adiya Ode.
listeners to give the resource person a chance. She's loaded. Let's hear more of her. Otherwise, we'll end up monopolizing discussion. We want to hear more of her before the phone lines are open. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, senior citizen Abimbola. Doctor, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. The last caller, I'll start with the last caller. He talked about a plan. Nigeria has a development plan. I'm not sure how many people are aware of what is in it. The development plan is what the government has promised to do for citizens. So we have to know what the promise is before we hold government to account to do it. So that is one thing. The other thing, he talked about foreigners maltreating Nigeria, and this has to do with our laws. Again, I think one thing I have to mention here is that there's nobody out there who is going to come and do it for us. We can't sit down and say, government, come and do this. Government, do this. We have to take the step. If foreigners are maltreating Nigeria, there are laws to deal with this. We have to challenge that. And there are civil society organizations who support this sort of thing.
And there are processes.
There are processes. So if we say we are poor, and I mean, for instance, the Berekete family, this is the sort of thing they take up. So they are there, out there. We have to bring it to their attention. But nobody is going to come from somewhere else and solve the problems of Nigeria for us. We can leave the country, we can japa and all that, but our country is ours. and nobody is going
and
to
the challenge
deal
will
with it.
remain.
The challenge will remain. Governance does not evolve on its own. It evolves from participation, and the citizens' participation is what polishes it and makes it grow. The first caller talked about hijack of services, or hijack of the system. And I really want to go there because oftentimes our eyes are on the central government. We look at if the water is not flowing in my house, I say, Kai, this Buhari government, you know. It's not about the central government.
Not always about them.
Not always about the central government. The central government has a role to play, certainly. But in the immediate, where you can make the most impact, where you can hold someone to account, is the local government. And that is one of the challenges we have in our governance system today in Nigeria. The constitution is contradictory on the place of local government in Nigeria today. The provisions contradict themselves. It doesn't give them sufficient autonomy. And this is why the National Assembly passed some autonomy bills for the local governments. There are two bills, administrative and financial autonomy. And right now, they are before the state houses of assembly. Some states have passed it. Some states have rejected it, which is, it's shocking to say the least, because those bills are meant to make that level of government function effectively. Nobody is going to come from his village to go to the National Assembly and start asking questions there. But you can ask questions within your locality. The democratic party system is so complex that it's so difficult for citizens to participate at the bigger sphere. But at the local sphere, you know the ward chairman, you can engage them, you can see what they are doing, you can see their lives changing, and you can ask questions. So if the local government, which is the closest level to the people, is not functional, is held in the pockets of a few Nigerians, then we would have a problem. So one of the things we have been campaigning about is to pass the local government autonomy bills. If the money of the local government is within the control of the chairman and the executive, and they have elected councillors,
which the people know and see every day.
Every day and can approach. Who can approach President Buhari? No, you can't.
Even the state governors.
When the governor is coming, people are lying down and shivering, They can't ask them questions, But you can ask the local government questions. So if the states that have not passed these bills can only pass these bills, we can begin to shape our democratic governance system to function for the people, and the people can begin to participate effectively. Participation is a mirage. If I'm going to stay in my village in Oju and start calling somebody in the National Assembly who I see once in a while to do something for me, so this is one of the things we are talking about.
Okay, Doctor, in the course of answering one of the questions, you spoke about sometimes policies are not known to Nigerians. What is the place of effective communication? What kind of effective communication strategy should leaders employ to make sure that intentions and also policies are also familiar to the society, to the citizens?
Yes, indeed. The leaders have to provide suitable channels for people to be aware of what they are promising. It starts from when they are campaigning. They have manifestos and all that. They try at that point to make people aware. But once they are in government, they have to do more. So it's not enough to define a development plan in the hallowed walls of a hotel somewhere or an institute somewhere. That is not accessible to the people. We have to use the popular channels, and thank God for technology once again. We have the social media. Every body in Nigeria has access. Even if they don't own a phone, they have access to somebody who owns a phone. We have the spaces where we meet. Even if you are not literate, so to say, you belong to a local association. We have to involve those people. There are people, traditional rulers who speak constantly to their constituents, or the people they rule over. We can involve them and use them as channels of communication to ensure that the government does its part to ensure that people know, and then leave it to the people to utilize what they know to participate, because it's even in the place of government to ensure that people can participate. A good government should create avenues and platforms where people can participate, not to run away from the people. No.
Okay, if you're just joining us now, you still have about 20 minutes of the program to catch up on, and my guest is Dr. Adiya Ode, governance and public policy expert. It's Insight, and we are looking at governance and public policy. You can call us on 0903 222 9797. That's 0903 222 9797. You can also call us on 0808 2222 037, or you can call us on 0818 222 2205. Any of these numbers, and don't forget, you can also watch us live on YouTube. Just type in Citizen FM 93.7 Insight, and you will be part of this program. Once again, my guest is Dr. Adiya Ode, governance and public policy expert. Insight will return in a moment. Please don't go away. Thank you for staying tuned. It's still Insight on Citizen FM 93.7, and my guest is Dr. Adiya Ode, governance and public policy expert. Dr. Ode, there are so many issues to talk about anytime one is discussing governance and public issues. But let's look at this. Do we need a leadership school, a governance school, to groom the next generation of leaders? Or what exactly do we need to sustain this?
I'm not a leadership school or a governance school.
Or a grooming school for leaders, whatever name you call it.
Good governance is not necessarily learned in the four walls of a classroom. A lot of times, governance, the people governing, when you are in a position of authority, you don't have a blueprint. You have to do things and learn as you go along, because you have to respond to your environment and changes in your environment. To say that we need a school would seem to imply that only the literate or only the people who have been schooled can govern. But no, we can learn even on the job. It's not that people don't know what they need to do. It's that the system allows them to get away with not doing what they should be doing.
Okay.
That is the thing. And that's why we talk about the system being amended. It's the system being changed. And that's why we talk about the onus on the citizens to hold them to account. Even your child in your house, if you set the rules and you don't hold the child to account, he will try to get away with as much as he can get away with. So governing is not something for only people in authority. It's not something for the leaders. It's something for us all. And our democracy is something that you and I and everybody has a role to play in. You see, if we leave our representatives, we let them go away, especially when you look at our representatives in the National Assembly. The spaces for engagement with their constituents is quite limited, especially after once the elections are come and gone. But it shouldn't be so. We should make them realize that we sent them there to represent us. So it's our voices. If there's a bill, ask us what we would like you to vote for, you know. But then the system we have is such that by the time people arrive, for instance, in the National Assembly, I mean, they're all gladiators. They have fought so many battles, and they have had to make so many deals
and sacrifices
that they owe so many favors to so many people outside their constituency. So they are in a challenging position. How do you satisfy the people who have enabled you to come there and yet satisfy your constituency? And so we can help them as well. You know, if we don't impose those some requirements for huge sums of money to be used in the electoral system, if we vote for candidates that we sincerely believe can do something, not somebody who gives us a bag of rice, you know, then that person
every 4 years,
then that person doesn't feel like, oh, I've given you your bag of rice, you've got your share, now I can go and take my share. You know.
Okay, we have another call. Let's take this before we continue. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
No, sir, this is Adiya calling back.
Okay, please go ahead.
This question is for the resource person, sir.
Okay.
Can we say, since the First Republic, is any individual can fit or can be described as a true leader?
Okay,
can that piece of the Nigerian constitution, I mean the one made by the military, can it evolve into one that is a masterpiece, or is it a contraption? I want the resource person to react to it.
Okay, thank you, senior citizen Abimbola. Okay, doctor.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, senior citizen. Can anybody be said to be a true leader? What is a true leader? What is a leader? How do you define a leader? For me, a leader is someone who defines a vision and helps to take the people he's leading to achieve that vision. So it can be anybody. It doesn't have to be a president. I know in the past we've talked about, wow, this guy was a true leader, you know? But that's not it. Anybody, any small person can be a true leader. I haven't run through the gamut of all the people we've had in leadership positions, but I'm very sure if you go the length and breadth of this country, without necessarily just looking at presidents and heads of state, even councillors, even a school headmistress, you can find true leaders amongst them, because these are people who are committed, they have a vision of a better place, and they work with their people to get to that better place. Yes, we can have those in Nigeria. There are many of them out there if we can only give them the space. Is the constitution, the contraption as you called it, is it? I don't believe that we should throw the constitution away. No. A country is not made in a day. All the countries we love to quote and look at and say, hey, if you go to America, this is this, if you go here, they all have their challenges as well.
Loads of them.
They have loads of challenges, and they didn't arrive where they are in one day because they have a hidden formula. No. And that's why there is room to amend the constitution. Let us give it a chance. If we interrupt the constitution now and define another one or agree another one, we will still have people who are not satisfied.
Right.
So let us work with what we have now. There are processes that allow for amendment. Let us use those processes. Let's negotiate and arrive at something that works for us.
Thank you, Dr. Ode. I think we are gradually rounding off, but the office of the citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for me, it's the greatest office. Now, since we've been speaking about leadership, what are I know you've spoken a lot on what citizens should do, but practically speaking, in practical terms, if young Nigerians are listening to you, and these are members of that office, what will you tell them about their core responsibilities as occupiers of that office?
First of all, they have to have expectations. We have very low expectations. They have to have expectations. They have to arm themselves with knowledge. And they have to speak up. They have to participate. I wish we can be... I know that our curriculum in our secondary schools have something like civic education?
Mm-hmm.
But for me, that is so benign and passive. I would like to see young people stand up and decide, wow, the road to my house is bad. I'm going to the State House of Assembly.
Mm-hmm.
Organize themselves and go there and make a pitch and say, why is that road bad? There is a committee on infrastructure. You have been performing your oversight functions. Why is that road still bad?
Especially when appropriation has been made.
When appropriation has been made, I want young people to say, wow, this government contract for Niger Bridge, it says by 70% of mobilization has been paid. But from what I'm seeing, the work hasn't reached even 20%. Organize yourselves and provide that information to the ministry that is responsible and ask them to do the right thing. That is accountability. You are demanding accountability. But without knowledge, information, you can't demand accountability. We have the Freedom of Information Bill. Use it. Ask for the information. So the office of the citizen should be a very busy office.
Mm-hmm.
We have to ask questions. We have to participate.
That's Dr. Adiya Ode, governance and public policy expert, speaking on governance and public policy. But Dr. Ode, I will not allow you leave without speaking on the issue of the girl child. I know you're passionate about it. I've listened to you on other